You had these senators back home in their states talking to constituents about health care in particular. What do they face when they get back to Washington?
Yeah, David, I feel like it was a slow past couple of days, but I'm recharged. We're ready for next week. A lot happening. You've got on Wednesday, Christopher Wray, President Trump's nominee to head the FBI. He'll be testifying for his first confirmation hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Same day, mind you, that Federal Reserve Chairwoman Janet Yellen will be testifying in the House Financial Services Committee, and then she'll head over to the upper chamber before the Senate banking on Thursday. So a lot of questions that she'll be facing potentially about her own future and whether or not she wants to remain as Fed chair. She has said she intends to serve out the remainder of her term and that she wants to do that. But then, of course, there's going to be a lot of talk about the health care legislation aside from these hearings. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying that he's going to be able to produce some type of new health care proposal. Actually, Senator Ted Cruz, Republican from Texas, has been working behind the scenes to try to get them to some type of compromise. Whether or not moderates like Senator Dean Heller, Republican from Nevada, and Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski's of the world, whether or not they get on board, we're going to have to wait and see.
What do we know about how these last few days have gone for senators? We have some new polling on the popularity of the Republican health care bill. Have Republicans been able to make the case to their constituents back home?
Well, I think when you take a look at that poll, right there it is, 28.2% are supporting of the GOP health care plan, which is not good at all. Even when you take it back to the Clinton health care plan, which was at 40% popularity, the polling averages of these major legislations. But, you know, David, look, this is a question for whether or not moderates heading into 2018 are going to be able to rally the troops, so to speak, for the positive parts of the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. Because, yes, Republicans ran on it for 8 years that they don't like it, but now they have to come up with an alternative. And when you start talking about things like Planned Parenthood, opioid addiction, and cuts to senior citizen programs, all of that is a very different debate and policy debate. And we've seen Republicans heading back home in their districts and town halls, David, where they've had to face these tough questions. It has led virtually every local newspaper this July 4th recess for these lawmakers. And now they've got to come up with a plan. The majority leader, I'm hearing, has even told folks privately, David, that he's not willing to have an August recess until this gets done.
Kevin, the last 30 seconds we have here, let me put a question to you. I put to Matt Miller. That is the news we got out of that meeting between President Putin and President Trump. President Trump raising the issue of election meddling. How big a deal is it that he in fact did that with the Russian president?
Well, I'll put it to what I was just told by a political consultant here in Washington. It's time for Congress to put their money where their mouth is. It's time for the White House to do the same. They're either going to get on board with new Russia sanctions or they're not. And that is the question for the Republican-controlled House of Representatives after the Senate nearly unanimously passed a Russia sanctions bill. The White House has yet to take a position on it.